At the start of the year, I get this wave of motivation about money. I start thinking about things like paying down debt, building up an emergency fund, and actually planning for the future instead of just hoping it all works out. And for me, I realized I was done with only tracking where my money already went. I wanted a way to plan ahead and feel like I was actually making progress towards real goals. Set yourself up for financial success this year. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard on your phone or laptop. Feel aware and in control of your finances this year and get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code WIFEOFCRIME. So set yourself up for financial success in 2026 with Monarch, the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use Wife of Crime at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code WIFEOFCRIME.
This podcast is an unscripted, unedited conversation about true crime. We take the cases very seriously, but I don't take myself seriously at all, and neither should you. Welcome to Wife of Crime.
So, Russ, every year for Valentine's Week, I tell you a toxic love story. And the one I'm telling you today is crazy. Nowadays, so many people meet the love of their lives online. But back in the early 2000s, it was a different landscape. There weren't dating apps. There were chat rooms. And those chat rooms were like the Wild West. This is the infamous case of TallHotBlond. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wife of Crime, a true crime podcast where I tell my husband, Russ, true crime stories and he reacts to them.
What up, folks? Your boy Russ, a.k.a. Wheeling and Dealing, a.k.a. I don't get sick because I don't want to, a.k.a. the healthiest profiler in the game.
It's really annoying. Although, you know, now that...
Sicknesses are beneath me, you know? I go big or I go home.
It's very true. You do go big or home.
Yeah.
I
should have went home.
I've been deathly ill with the worst cold of my entire life.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. We didn't say in the beginning of this that I'm here with my co-host today. You may not recognize his voice. This is Jadakiss.
I almost tried to do it.
Try to do the laugh.
I can't do it.
You're pretty raspy today.
No, I'm so much better than I was. I have been more sick in this last 2 weeks than I have been in years and years. And of course, Russ didn't get sick at all.
And she wants me to.
Don't.
Well, now she doesn't because I have other things. No. But before, she was wishing near-death experiences on me. She wanted me to get, like, the plague, but, like, still live.
No, you know what it is? Now, things have changed. Since your accident, I don't want you to get sick. I really don't. You have enough going on, and I would feel horrible if you got sick. But before, the problem is I'd get sick, and then you would just keep bragging about the fact that you don't get sick because you don't want to, as if I want to get sick. And it used to drive me insane when you would say that. I don't get sick because I don't want to. No, bitch. It's because you have a really good immune system. We probably need to study your immune system.
You wash your hands too much. That's the problem.
So you're just a dirtball?
No, I don't. No, I wash my hands. I go to the bathroom. When I come in the house from outside, get like outside off my hands. But like, I'm not like a germy dude. Like, I'm not like ill with anything except bugs.
Well, I'm not really that crazy either. I mean, I have dogs and like, I don't wash my hands constantly. I do at work, but
anyway, I just don't get sick. So
I know it's unfair, but I'm also glad I didn't get you sick.
So I was thinking about, everybody's always asking me, oh, so what are you going to do, Russ? You're running for what? Vote for us. But I don't know what I'm going to do. But as my first declaration, my nomination.
Your first declaration as president, Russ?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm nominating Cain Velasquez
Mm-hmm.
as the president or director of Child Protection Services.
Okay. That's
So
good.
that's the first one. So with that said, obviously the whole Epstein shit.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Listen, to me, talking about this Epstein shit is not politics. Child rape, which makes me uncomfortable. We don't even do that on this show.
Yeah.
Because it makes me so uncomfortable. But they need to publicly execute people in a fucking Times Square or something and let the crows eat their bodies. This is crazy. They were like raping and killing and torturing children. And also, whoever's covering it up and holding back information, they should get the same consequence because they're fucking pedos too.
I think the thing is, like, it's gone beyond politics because...
Yeah, like, nobody's like, don't give us all the information.
Yeah, it's gone beyond politics because it should be a bipartisan issue. Like, both sides should be equally as enraged. Yeah, it's... The whole Epstein Files thing is wild. And...
There's so much in there that, like, and I told you guys, like, I failed. I was on the Protect My Peace movement that I made up, that anytime politics come, you click the 3 dots and you get it away. And
you've been doing that a while.
But this Epstein thing to me isn't politics. And there needs to be consequences to everyone involved, from the cover-uppers to the people that were actually there and everything.
Unfortunately, you know, it's I guess the right way to say it is it's not a one-side political issue, but unfortunately it is involved in politics because half of the people in there are in our politics. And this has spanned 4 administrations, both Republican and Democrat. It's gone all the way back to Bush.
Get them all.
It's crazy.
Bring them all in.
Yeah,
question everyone.
Down.
Why did you know about this? Why wasn't it released? Why was he not arrested? Why was this not made public once we arrested him? Now we could tell the public.
Yeah,
like
it's enraging.
Everyone.
Yeah, it's enraging.
So
I think Cain Velasquez is a good nomination.
Yeah, nominating him for the Department of Department of Child
Protective Services.
Protection Services. But they also fuck your ass up services too.
Yeah. So anything you do to kids, they just get to come and
Cain and the homies.
Yeah.
You know, we'll hire, you know, we'll call them Cain's homies or something, and they'll pull up. They'll beat your ass as they take you in.
Okay.
You get a beating.
Well, Italy, they passed a law in like the last month or so for castrating pedophiles. So that's like their punishment now.
I saw something, I don't know, you know, you see your memes, but I saw in China they're saying child molestation, they're going to kill you.
Yeah, it's like execution is the payment for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That like it, but I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it because you're a shitty person.
Yeah, the Epstein Files is deep. You can definitely go down the rabbit hole with that because there's just so much information. It's just so enraging and there's so much to it. And when you start falling down the rabbit hole, it just gets more horrible and more
there's so many things I heard. I don't want to bring them up because
No.
everybody's like, this just isn't the place for... I can't talk about all the harm to children. I just can't.
Yeah.
I know it happened. I heard it. I don't want to repeat it or keep hearing it.
Yeah.
I just want whoever's involved to suffer the consequences and bring back public executions. Bring it back for these type of people that are like ruling the world. And, you know, they put they opened up one billionaire's name on it. This is the billionaire they're willing to give up. Like he probably was like, yeah, put me on there. I'll rock this shit. Like, like I got enough money. I'll buy someone over there.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole cover up for everyone, and not showing the names of the people sending the messages that like, I love the torture video and shit like that. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's really, really enraging.
All right, this is getting me aggravated.
All right, we can move on.
Yeah.
Well, last month for our Patreon for January, we watched and reviewed the new Netflix documentary, Kidnapped Elizabeth Smart. It was a really good documentary.
Yeah. I found one of Jess's nails right next to my
It's
drink.
a press-on. It's just a press-on.
But it just seemed gross. You know why? Because I thought it was a piece of ice that fell out of my cup, and I thought about putting it in my drink. So that's what almost happened. And then I touched it, and I was like, ugh.
It's a press-on nail. So for Patreon for January, we watched and reviewed Kidnapped Elizabeth Smart. And that documentary was really good.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
It was a crazy documentary. And our episode on it, I felt like we did a really good job, and all of our patrons loved it. So definitely go check out our True Crime and Chill episodes if you're interested. If you haven't watched the Elizabeth Smart documentary, definitely go watch it. It's worth a watch.
Yeah,
it's a one episode, so there's not a lot of fluff at all.
Yeah, and we got the book club, the pop-in book club.
Yeah, we do.
As Jess would say.
The book club is popping.
I wonder how far along people are in the book. Let us know.
A lot of people have finished.
I don't know how they could do that. Do they read it again before we meet up so they can remember, or are they just? I'm
Probably
the only idiot
not.
who can't remember shit.
No, because I'm so every week I've been putting discussion questions in the chat, so it's kind of keeping us refreshed.
Okay.
And I'm going in order from the beginning of the book to the end, and each week I'm just moving along through the book and putting discussion questions in.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're interested in the book club or any of our True Crime and Chill episodes, go to patreon.com/wifeofcrimepod. And Russ has the patron shout outs.
So we got Maddie, Jordan, Stephanie, Haley, Megan, Candace, Monica, Fiona, Ronnie, Poo Poo Dave, Cat84, Kelly, Angelica, Ruth, Shelly, Tristan, Renee, another Renee that I met one day on my way back from John Jay.
Yeah.
Shell, yeah, it's me. Angelica, Brittany, Angelina, Laura, Eloise. Luis. Oh, why is it the E you're doing in front of it?
No, Eloise. Yeah.
Remix. Ruth, Chelsea, Kenna, Dolores, Eva, Marta, Mary, Kimberly, Dana, Hillary, Mary, Claire, Lyle, Alyssa, Kristen, Tiny Tulip, Debkins, Scotty, Never Knew, and Erica.
Wow.
Cheers to all you guys. I got my Pessy and Bacardi this week, so cheers.
Yes, Pessy.
Mm-hmm.
Pessy and Bacardi.
That's how Lou's mom used to say it, I think.
Pessy?
Well, Lou the Chicken Parm King.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she Puerto Rican?
Well, Lou's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I didn't know if she was Puerto Rican or if he was if she was something else.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got a big head, so we always thought he was Mexican, too. It's kind of square.
Leave Lou alone.
He listens to this podcast every week.
That's funny. Well, cheers to you guys.
His mom didn't even have a big head like that. He must have got it from his dad's side.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of names to read, Russ. All right, your other job. Let's go.
All right, folks. So as you guys know, we do review of the week. And this one is from Madeline. Vote for us, 5 stars. Jess is great at storytelling, and you could tell she does her research. I also love her laugh and how she can laugh when Russ is being a douche to her. Onto the mold. He reminds me of my husband way too much by being very smart and hilarious, yet super irritating. I follow both of you guys on Instagram, and 10 out of 10 love Russ's unhinged stories and reels he shares. We 100% share a sense of humor. I look forward to new episodes every week.
Oh, good.
So thanks,
I love
Madeline.
that she called you a douche and said you're irritating.
But loves me.
And still loves you.
Yeah, and still likes my stories. Like, that, you don't always have to agree with someone to still be friends. Like, I tell my friends that they're idiots all the time.
It's true.
Yeah, like, you're so fucking stupid.
And they are your best friends in the whole world.
Yeah, like, you could just disagree. It's okay.
All right. Well, it is Valentine's week. It is the week of love.
I didn't even know that.
Valentine's Day is in 2 days.
My show's on. We're maturing.
Every year we do a toxic Valentine's episode, and we do it kind of to poke fun at the holiday. If you've listened to our other Toxic Valentine's Day episodes, you know that we kind of make fun of it because me and Russ don't celebrate Valentine's Day because we both are just like, it's dumb to us. We don't need it. So
it's an excuse to have your in-laws watch the children so you can take out that cruddy van, minivan with your wife. But wipe the yogurt off the windows or get a car wash before you guys go out. Like, make it not sticky.
It's funny that
the whole van is probably sticky.
You've been saying this joke for like 3 years in a row.
No, I remixed it this time. I remixed it.
Every time we do a Toxic Valentine's episode, you say that. It's Valentine's week, and we've been doing this for years, talking about toxic love or toxic couples. And every year we find toxic love stories that level up each time. And so this case I have this week is absolutely crazy, okay? And there is a twist. And I'm curious because you're really good sometimes at picking up on things ahead of time.
Sometimes I know for sure, and I'm like, I better not say it because I can't ruin the podcast with it. Because if I'm right, like I ruin the ends.
Well, I'm curious to see if you pick up on the twist. Here we go. Love used to be messy in private. A bad date, a secret crush, a flirtation that went too far. Embarrassing, sure, but usually contained. And then the internet showed up and said, what if we made this everyone else's problem? Online, you don't just meet someone. You edit yourself. You smooth the edges. You shave off the years. You become who you wish you were instead of who you are. And sometimes that fantasy feels better than your real life, your real marriage, your real reflection in the mirror. Tonight's case starts the way so many modern love stories do.
On Tinder.
Close. With boredom, loneliness, and a screen glowing late at night. A message turns into a flirtation. A flirtation turns into an obsession. And suddenly, people who should know better are playing pretend, not just with their feelings, but with their identities. And when fantasy collides with reality, the fallout isn't just emotional, it can be deadly. Because when you lie about who you are, when love is built on deception, someone always pays the price. This Toxic Valentine's Day case is a reminder that the most dangerous love triangles don't always happen in bedrooms or bars. Sometimes they happen behind a keyboard. Are you ready?
That was a very poetic introduction.
Thank you.
Let's go.
A headline from a 2009 article reads, quote, billions of game sessions played, hundreds of marriages, several lives saved. As corny as that sounds, it was actually referring to something kind of iconic for its time. If you were online in the early internet days, there was a gaming site called Pogo. Pogo was celebrating its 10-year anniversary at the time. And what's wild is that Pogo is still active today. The graphics are way updated, it's way sleeker than it used to be, and it has around 60 different games, both on desktop and on the app on your phone. So this wasn't some random little website. It was a legitimate online community for a lot of people for a really long time. Pogo originally launched in 1999, and in 2000, they added the chat feature, which was the part that made Pogo become what it eventually would become. Because yes, people were playing games, but the chat rooms was where the connections happened.
ASL.
ASL, yup.
If you're young, just look it up.
The chat rooms were where it's at. Players could talk while they played. So they met friends, they would flirt, they would vent, they would tell stories, and build little internet relationships. And apparently, some of those connections got very real. According to that 2009 article, about 250 people even got married after meeting on the Pogo game site.
Wow. So they got to turn that into a different app now.
Yeah.
Make it a dating app too.
I know. Which is honestly kind of sweet and kind of insane, and also makes sense because back then the internet felt like the Wild West, but it also felt like a place where you could be more yourself, or in some cases, where you could be totally different from yourself. And that's where this story starts. In the spring of 2005, 46-year-old Tom Montgomery was a regular on Pogo. He played games like Texas Hold'em, poker, and his username was Marine Sniper. That name was a little nod to the fact that he spent 6 years in the Marine Corps after high school. And he did qualify as a marksman during his service, but Tom never saw combat. He was never a sniper. He was basically a regular jarhead clinging to a fantasy life he never actually lived.
So what? A little bit of white lies don't hurt nobody. You exaggerate a little bit.
What is your video game name, Russ?
Dangerous.
And?
Shotgun Poppy.
There you go.
Depends on, you know what I mean? Like,
Shotgun Poppy cracks me up.
I came up with it because while I was playing, I was killing people, doing so good with the shotgun. And I was like, that's right, I'm Shotgun Poppy. So corny.
Very corny. So Tom is a veteran, but he was trying to portray himself as something more than what he was. It's trying to borrow credibility and toughness that he didn't earn. Tom's profile showed that he lived in upstate New York, and it listed his actual age. The Montgomerys lived in a suburb of Buffalo. Tom had been married to his wife Cindy for 16 years, and in 2005, their daughters were 12 and 14. By all accounts, he was a great dad, like super involved in his kids' lives. He was involved in their church, with their sports. He was even the president of their swim club. He worked as a machinist at a company called Dynabraid, with the factory about 10 miles from where he lived. And his job was basically standing at a machine for 8 hours a day, making parts for tools for the factory.
Back in the day, one man could have a factory job and support a family, and wife could stay home. And
I know.
That was the American dream back in the day.
Those days are over.
Everybody get your ass to work, and we're still going to be
struggling
hard. Like, it's crazy.
And in Tom's free time, he'd get on the computer to play games and talk to strangers about his woeful little inner life. He was fairly savvy about internet safety. Like, he didn't give out his wife or kids' names, but in his head, that probably made him feel like he was being careful, like he was in control. But what those online friendships really became for him was an escape. And then it became his whole world. Because Tom's life, even though it looked good from the outside, was unfulfilling to him. He had become a disappointment to himself. He had a great wife and great kids, and he loved them very much. But everything else in his life felt unsatisfying. He hated his job. He felt stuck.
I feel that shit. A lot of people are in those shoes.
Yeah.
But you gotta eat. You gotta eat food. You know what I mean?
And to top it off, he and Cindy didn't really have a love life anymore because Tom wasn't able to perform in the bedroom.
Ah, damn. That's before Viagra was popular, probably.
Yeah. So when he was in chat rooms talking anonymously, he'd vent. He'd complain about how boring his life was, how he hated his job, how his marriage wasn't satisfying to him. These were strangers he'd never meet face to face, so he could paint his life however he wanted, and he could get sympathy without consequences.
Well, he can't, fully cheat. He could cheat to a certain extent.
Well, just wait. Then one night in May of 2005, Tom is playing blackjack on Pogo, and he gets a message from someone using the screen name TallHotBlond. Her profile said she was a female and 18 years old. She says something simple, like, hi. And even though Tom knows there's a 28-year age gap, he's like, what the hell? She's 18. She's probably attractive. So he answers her, and they start chatting. Right away, TallHotBlond points at his age, 46. And then she points out that he's in the wrong room because he had entered the teen chat room. And Tom panics because he's heard about online stings where adults get caught preying on kids. And in that moment, he scrambles to cover his ass. So he tells her he's actually 18 and that he just signed into his dad's profile. And that's why it says 46. They move the chat out of the teen room, and the conversation goes from 0 to 60 immediately. TallHotBlond tells him her name is Jessica, Jessie for short, and she sends pictures.
AKA the new Karen's name.
Yeah.
That's right, Jessica.
They're trying to make Jessica the new Karen.
Oh, I co-sign this all the way.
Mm-hmm.
What do I will... That will be, what do they call that? A declaration when they sign the thing?
What?
I'll declare that
You'll
Jessica
co-sign
is
it?
the new Karen. No, when I'm like the New York mayor, that's what I'll be.
Oh, okay. Executive order.
Yup.
There you go. So Jessie sends pictures. Not nude, but bikini shots. And others clothed, but posed like very sultry. Not pornographic, but provocative enough that Tom thinks these pics are really hot.
Oh boy, Tom.
And
Sucker born every day.
And in his mind, Jessie is gorgeous and totally living up to her username. Tall, hot, and blonde. Jessie asks Tom what he looks like. So now Tom has a choice. Be honest and risk losing this fantasy, or lie and go all in. Well, he decided to tell her the truth and not to send photos. All right, and that's the end of our story.
Podcast over, all right.
Just kidding.
What a twist.
Yeah, right. So he goes all in. He tells her, now calling himself Tommy, that he's 6 feet tall, muscles, big shoulders. Jessie says she likes big shoulders. And Tom, knowing there's no world where she'd want the actual balding, middle-aged married man with kids that he is.
You know who I think he looks like in my head? The little bagel guy that goes crazy in Long Island. You ever see him?
Yeah.
Everyone look him up. He's like 5'1" or 4 something, and he goes crazy.
So Tom, knowing there's no world where she'd want the actual balding, middle-aged married man with kids that he is, he starts building a brand new identity as Tommy. Tommy tells Jessie he isn't a Marine yet, but he's shipping out to Paris Island for boot camp soon. He stacks lies on top of lie. He's never felt love since his mom died of cancer when he was young. He's been burned. He's a loner.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, Jessie tells him about her senior year because she's still in high school, okay? The sports that she plays, basketball and softball, and how growing up in a small town in West Virginia with her mom, dad, and brother is kind of lame. Then Jessie asks for a picture. Tom has to improvise. So he sends her an old boot camp photo. The classic formal uniform, hat, stoic expression. Thankfully for him, Jessie doesn't realize it's from the 1970s.
Well, we obviously know she's dumb if she's real.
Well, that's not true. How would she know it's from the 70s?
Because you could just look at the picture. They have like a different shade and they're not as crisp.
Maybe, but this is early 2000s too. So it's not like pictures were coming through real clear anyway. This is back in the day. This is before iPhones. When Jessie asks Tommy to call her, Tom makes sure
calls are late at night or early in the morning, telling her he's off duty at those times. Their connection grows, and Jessie starts sending actual physical mail. She sends a chain with dog tags engraved Jessie and Tom forever. She sends him a thong.
He probably smelling that shit.
And while
Nasty motherfucker.
And while they chat online, Tom describes graphically what he's doing with it. And Jessie fantasizes about their meeting. She says, "I will run up and wrap my legs around you." Tommy replies, "Wear your red silk panties." She replies, "Lift up my skirt. I don't care who sees."
This is why I could never do any of that on the internet. Like, how could I even type that? Like, I'd be dying laughing. Like, I'm so fucking stupid. I wouldn't, like, it wouldn't turn me on. I'm just like,
You're like, I'm too corny.
Yeah, this is just so silly.
Which, again, is disgusting when you remember this is a bald, middle-aged dude, and he is talking to an 18-year-old high school student. Tom knows Jessie wants to meet in real life. So he tells her Tommy will be shipping out to Iraq as soon as boot camp is done. Sometimes Tommy is, quote, unable to talk from boot camp, so his father acts as the go-between.
Oh, my God.
The plan is that once the fictional Tommy gets deployed, he'd be unable to message Jessie at all, and Thomas intended to have his father break up with her because he knew this couldn't keep going. Except it does keep going because Tom is obsessed. And if he were a teenager, we'd call it infatuation, but he's 46 years old. So it's just creepy and pathetic and alarming, especially with how sexual things get. Tommy tells Jessie he only wanted to go to war so he could die. Jessie writes in her diary, "My heart was breaking. He told me the only reason he had enlisted was to die. I told him to stay alive for me. He asked me to marry him. I said yes. I'll be nervous about my first time, but soon I will be Jessica Montgomery."
I hate her too.
So yes, Tom, as Tommy, asked Jessie to marry him, and she said yes.
Their letters and notes are giving me headaches.
I know. She thought she had a ticket out of West Virginia with her Marine. Back in New York, Tom writes himself a note and puts it in the locker at his work. Like he's manifesting this fantasy into reality. Like he's turning full-on delusional. The note says, quote, "On January 2nd, 2006, Tom Montgomery, 46 years old, ceases to exist and is replaced by an 18-year-old battle-scarred Marine.
Oh, my God.
All paperwork is set."
He's like, "Baby, I'm just weathered."
But he's writing this to himself. That's why it's so weird.
He's giving himself a pep talk.
He is.
You could be 18 again. Go ahead and do it.
All paper.
I identify as an 18-year-old man.
All paperwork is set. He is strong, good-looking, battle-hardened boy. He has money in the bank, $2.5 million.
Shorty, what you think? I got money in the bank.
And he has a 9-inch penis.
Let's go, flaccid.
And he is moving to West Virginia to be with the love of his life.
I want to be him. He's taking life by the balls. Last pause. I don't take life by the balls. But he's
No, he's completely delusional.
I know, but not in his visions. He's killing it. Let him live. What do you want him to do? Like sing Mr. Lonely from Akon?
He has a wife and daughters.
She's boring.
No, she's a good wife. He's the boring one.
Oh, fuck him.
He is fully gone, fully delusional, fully living in this alternate identity.
He thinks he's Tom Cruise from Top Gun.
He does. He's spending hours online, sometimes staying up until 5 or 6 in the morning, talking to Jessie, even when he has to be to work at 7. They write each other love letters. And one I found on ABC News reads like it was written by someone with the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old because the whole time he doesn't know how to spell anything right. Like, he's 46 years old. He can't even spell words at all.
See, this is why spell check's good for us, fellas. They'd be roasting us in our grave.
So this is what he wrote to her. Baby, I'm so excited about running with you. I want you in my life now, tomorrow, and forever. You mean everything to me, honey. Without you in my life, I am nothing. You give me a reason to keep on going, honey. I can never, ever repay you for everything you've done or given me. This is why I love you so much, honey. My love is unconditional, and it will be until the day I die. I have found my perfect angel, and I'm never leaving you until you tell me to. You are very much stuck with me, honey. I am not leaving, and only you hold the key to let me go. No one else will make me leave you. I will fight them to the death, baby. Remember our motto, always and forever, honey. I love you, Jessica, Blair, Schuyler, Montgomery. I can't wait to be with you. Then it will only be us. I love you. You're very sexy, Marine, Tom.
Gay. What the fuck?
The amount of time he says honey.
Oh my
irked me.
God. And you did it with his whispering voice. You interpreted it like through some. Oh my God! It made it worse. You should play like some like love music, piano playing behind you as you're saying it.
I should.
Or maybe like him playing an accordion.
And in between all of this, he's sitting in the same room as his wife, Cindy, chatting with Jesse. If Cindy comes over to see what he's doing, he deletes messages and says he's just chatting with friends.
That's like when you're young and you're trying to catch something on Skinamax, but you got the back button set to Nickelodeon.
Yeah, you got to be quick with it.
Yeah.
But Cindy isn't stupid. She knows Tom is hiding something. The stress builds. Tom thinks he's having a heart attack one day. Turns out it was an anxiety attack, and doctors tell him he needs to reduce his stress. Except he's addicted to Jesse and the internet fantasy world that he's built, and he can't stop. And eventually, Cindy opens a package from Jesse. It was red panties. Cindy sleuths on the computer and realizes Tom has been having this virtual affair. She confronts him. She asks why he's doing this, and why is he doing it with this 18-year-old high school student?
And she's like, what are you even going to do? You can't even do anything.
I mean, I can't even fathom what she's feeling. Finding out your 46-year-old husband is having this online fantasy world affair with an 18-year-old high school student.
He's at the point right now where if you caught the person and you're married, you might be able to let it slide. But like he didn't go physical yet, so maybe there's like a line. Where's the line?
I think he went over the line. So
I would fuck some shit up just because like that's where my mind goes.
That's disrespectful. Like it's the worst. A virtual cheating is the same as cheating in my view. No, it's not physical, but you're emotionally cheating. You're having an emotional affair. So I think it's the same.
Well, if you wanted to complain to someone, I'd be like, all right, that person could take the complaint department, but I'll take all the fun stuff.
So Cindy confronts him. She asks why he is doing this with an 18-year-old when he has a wife and kids at home. His daughters are around the same age. Tom says it's easier to talk to a faceless person online than it is to talk to his own wife in person. Cindy is furious and says she wants a divorce. She's done.
Go for it.
But as a mom, Cindy feels like she needs to warn Jesse that she's communicating with a grown-ass man. Because Jesse doesn't know at this point. She thinks he's 18.
I don't believe there's a Jesse.
So she writes Jesse a letter. She includes a family photo of Tom, Cindy, and the girls, and she writes, Jesse, enclosed you will find a picture of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Let me introduce you to these people. The man at the center is Tom, my husband.
Not E.
There is no Tommy. He is taking advantage of you. You need to be much more cautious with your safety. You will only be hurt by a man who has mastered the art of manipulation and lies. Do not trust words on the computer. Signed, Cindy Montgomery. I feel like that was very respectable what she did.
Yeah, she did the right thing.
She was looking out. This girl is like close to her daughter's age, so she's looking out for her. She's like, you gotta be careful with these creeps are out here. Jessie is devastated, but she has a backup plan because she is in high school. She doesn't know what love is. High school kids change their boyfriends and girlfriends like underwear. Around April 2006, she started talking with a kid named Brian Barrett, who was 22, much closer in age. In real life, Brian and Tom are coworkers at Dynabraid.
Uh-oh.
And they're like coworker friends. Like, my job this is a perfect example. Like, when you work with people of all age groups, like, you become coworker cool, but it can be like somebody that's 20 years older than you, but you guys are like cool at work.
I like the older people better. The younger people, I'm like, oh, so fucking annoying.
Yeah. So they were like coworker friends. Online, Jessie, Tom, and Brian all played games together on Pogo before Cindy dropped the bomb about Tom's real age. Brian's username is Beefcake.
Hey, I ain't gonna judge a man. We all started somewhere.
We did.
If anyone thinks back, I didn't have one early on because I didn't have a computer for a very long time.
I know.
So I didn't. I escaped that.
Yeah.
That is in the information for that is in my redacted files.
Okay. Mine ended up becoming JRH Dance, but before JRH Dance, it was China Doll. Because my dad's a truck driver, and when I was a little girl, I used to go on trucking trips with him, and on the what's the thing called?
CB?
The CB radio, everyone has a handle, and my dad named me China Doll, and I used to talk to the other truck drivers with my handle on the CB radio.
Well, she did kind of look like the girl from Mad TV. They'd be like, she looking like a man.
I did. I had that haircut.
She had that same exact haircut, and whenever Jess smiles, her eyes get completely closed. So she kind of looked like that.
I kind of looked Asian, like a little Asian girl. And
very straight, shiny hair.
Yeah, very straight hair. I had like the Dora the Explorer haircut. So it made sense. So anyway, that was my screen name.
If anyone wants to see that picture, let me know. I have it in the stash.
He does. So Brian's username was Beefcake. He's a college kid who wants to become an industrial arts teacher. He's working part-time at Dynabraid, and he's been there for 4 years to pay for college. He was an athlete in high school. He loved playing and coaching sports like baseball and football. So he and Jessie actually have a lot more in common. After Cindy's letter, Jessie is devastated, and she privately asks Brian if he knew anything about Tom pretending to be an 18-year-old Marine. She tells him she's disgusted, realizing that she was sexting with a 46-year-old dad. Brian says he didn't know Tom was pretending to be 18. Jessie also confronts Tom directly, demanding answers, and he claims he doesn't know why he did it. He wishes he could explain, but he doesn't have any answers. Jessie starts writing Brian more. He consoles her. Their friendship grows. And Jessie sends Brian the same pictures. Bikini shots. Provocative photos looking into the camera.
Gotcha, bitch.
Brian tells her he can't stop staring and he wants to hold and kiss her. And it soon becomes I love yous and hardcore sexting. Meanwhile, Jessie is still talking to Tom and is using Brian to get back at him. She's playing both sides. She messages Tom, "Don't let Tommy die." Right? That's what she says to Tom. Tom replies, "He won't as long as he's in your heart."
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm listening to a Celine Dion song or something.
They exchange I love yous and say final goodbyes. Except Jessie isn't done. She's still angry. she talks Brian into helping her roast Tom online. They go into game rooms telling players that Tom is a predator, calling him a loser.
Damn.
Tom's Pogo account gets suspended and he can't play anymore.
That's like Roblox now. They're getting children in there.
I know. Jesse pushes Brian to keep messing with him, and Brian decides to even go so far as to mess with him at work, too, telling coworkers about what Tom did. Tom's online life and real life collide, and he can't stop it. Then Jesse asks Brian if he wants to come to West Virginia to meet her. Brian tells people at work he's going to go see her. Tom finds out and messages Brian asking if he's really going. Tom is freaking out because he's still obsessed with Jesse, and he's laser focused on the fact that she's a virgin, which is barf. He's so focused on the fact that she's a virgin and invited Brian, and it infuriates him that Brian is going to be her first. What a fucking creep. Brian tells Tom he doesn't know if he's going and admits that Jesse seems like she's going off the rails a little with her revenge. Brian isn't sure what he wants. Because of that, the relationship between Brian and Jesse starts to fizzle. She accuses him of only wanting sex and breaks it off.
That don't even make sense. No one even went there.
Brian is definitely not going to West Virginia now. And because Jesse isn't getting any attention from Brian anymore, she circles back to Tom.
You know, there's more places to message people besides this one machine shop.
I know.
There's a big world out there.
Tom hesitates because she humiliated him online and coaxed Brian into exposing him at work. But she ropes him in by saying they can start over as friends and that he's her connection to Tommy and she'll love Tommy until the day she dies.
These people are so annoying.
They are. Tom admits that he never stopped caring for Jesse. So they reintroduce themselves to each other. He says, "Hi, I'm Tom. Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm 47 years old and a former Marine." She replies, "I'm 18 and I just graduated high school." Then Tom starts confessing how much he hates Brian. He tells Jesse Brian made a very deadly enemy. He says, "I hate him with a passion, and for 10 cents, I would eliminate him."
And everyone got 10 cents.
Jesse says, "That's drastic." Tom replies, "Payback is a motherfucker, Jesse. I am the ultimate weapon. I am a Marine."
One time I kicked someone out of my house while we were playing poker because she started screaming, "I'm a Marine."
You did.
I was like, get the fuck out of my house.
First of all, I'm saying it with like so much inflection in my voice because these people are so annoying. And like the words that they say, especially Tom, I'm just like, I want to punch myself in the face even after I'm saying it. But side note, Russ is the king of kicking people out of the house. He is Ralph Cramden.
Get out. I don't give
He
a
will
fuck.
literally kick you out if you say something he doesn't like. Out.
Guys, I am the leader of the Protect Your Peace movement.
Yeah.
Choose who is in your life. You're allowed to. You're allowed to be good to yourself.
He kicks people out of his
Get
house
the fuck out.
all the time.
I can't, you say him like he kept saying it like and standing up like above people, like he was trying to be a bully. I was like, yo, get the fuck out.
Really? Yeah. No. So Jesse asks what he'll do. Tom says Brian had come. This is so gross, okay? Just the way he worded it. Tom says Brian had come within a pussy hair of dying.
Oh my goodness. That's his measurement for something being extremely close.
I cannot. I almost couldn't say it out loud. So he was like at that point so angry when Brian had told people at work and they were messing with him that like he's now saying like he was thinking about killing him. Jesse swears she'll never talk to Brian again. It doesn't take long for this friendship to become sexual again. But Jesse isn't serious. She starts messaging with other men, and she makes sure that Tom knows. Tom becomes enraged and threatens to come to West Virginia and like cause physical harm to her or someone she loves.
Relax. Keep your minivan in the driveway, buddy.
Yeah. Jesse stays away for a bit and then comes back saying that her mom wants to talk to him. Tom agrees. Jesse's mom, Mary, tells him to stay away from her daughter. Tom says he will, but asks Mary to keep Jesse away from him too. Mary agrees to tell Jesse, and weeks go by, and there's no contact between them. Then, weeks later, Jesse contacts Tom again anyway, saying her mom won't find out. And just like that, Marine Sniper and TallHotBlond are back on.
We both know they aren't what they say they are, those fucking names.
For weeks, they message. Jesse is hot and cold. There's sex between them. Then she rejects him. A toxic loop of verbal abuse and sexual tension that drives Tom insane. During this, Jesse reaches back out to Brian, saying that they can just be friends again. They hide it from Tom until he sees Brian on Jesse's MySpace friends list.
Oh, who's in the top 8?
Yeah.
That was a grimy game.
It was a grimy game.
I didn't really play that game.
Top friends thing. It was grimy. People had full-on breakups and fights over who was in your top. Tom explodes. He tells Jesse, "I'm not a fucking yo-yo for you to play with." Jesse says she wants him to let her go. Tom replies, "You will pay now, bitch. You better be very afraid now. I told you what would happen if you and Brian got together."
She's a pussy hair away from getting hurt.
Ugh, I hate that. I hate it. It makes me so uncomfortable.
It is a nasty word.
Jesse warns...
I've heard it with the C word instead of...
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah,
it's just a gross thing to say.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't sound aggressive. It just sounds like you're trying, but you're kind of corny.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone that listens to this would use that saying.
I hope not. Jesse warns Brian that Tom is furious. Brian brushes it off, says he doesn't care what Tom thinks, and admits that he's been staying away from all the drama. Jesse tells him Tom threatened him. Brian says Tom tried to hit him with his car in the parking lot at work. Brian had just bought his first vehicle, a white Ford Ranger pickup, and Jesse warns him not to let Tom near it. Brian says, "If he touches it, I'll flip." He asks if he should tell the boss at their job about the threats. They agree they're afraid of Tom, and Brian says Tom is crazy because he really is at this point going crazy. Tom messaged Jesse saying she means nothing now, calls her a lying whore, and says she only wants Brian sexually, including, quote, "You're nothing to me now but a lying whore who only wants Brian's C word in her. I know you will have Brian's C in you." That's the kind of stuff he was typing. Jesse denies it. Tom keeps escalating and says he never wants to meet her or see her unless she's being gang raped. He is disgusting.
Yeah.
On September 12th, 2006, Jesse tells him she's sorry, knows he's hurt, and asks him to love her enough to let her go. And then she leaves. On September 13th, Tom messages, "Are you here?" and sends another explicit message about Brian. He says, "Hey, whore, suck your boyfriend Brian's cock today?" The chat shows TallHotBlond is still signed off. 2 days later, Friday, September 15th, Tom sends another message. "Okay, play your game. Are you here?" No response. That night, Brian was working at Dynabraid and was scheduled to get off at 10 p.m. His white pickup was in the back area of the parking lot, which was pretty much empty. He got inside the truck, but before he could even start it, someone snuck up behind him and fired 3 shots into the driver's window.
Wow.
Brian died of his injuries pretty much immediately. And sadly, because he had no weekend plans, no one was looking for him. Brian's body sat unnoticed in his truck until Sunday morning. That's when a coworker spotted his pickup truck in the parking lot. Brian was slumped over the center console with obvious bullet wounds to his shoulder and neck.
Wow.
Police determined he was shot from the outside of the vehicle. The back passenger tire was flattened, meaning he had no way to escape. He was like a sitting duck. Investigators initially have no leads. Brian has no known enemies and no record. But someone hated him enough to shoot him 3 times. At the scene, they found shell casings for a .30 caliber carbine rifle, similar to a military M1. They also find a leather gun clip and a peach pit.
This dude left a lot of stuff behind.
And a peach pit laying on the ground near the truck that they collected for forensic evidence. They interview coworkers and family and learn that Brian is studying to be a teacher. He's involved in sports. He has a lot of friends. None of this makes any sense. By Wednesday, September 20th, still there was no suspect. Brian's father, Daniel Barrett, tells the Buffalo News, Brian was never involved in anything bad. He was just a really good kid. Then police learn from coworkers that Tom Montgomery made comments about violence. They also learn Brian and Tom both had online relationships with a woman from West Virginia. A dispatcher finds Jesse's MySpace and learns where she lives. Police start putting the pieces together, and they decide to contact officials in Jesse's hometown, Oak Hill, West Virginia, for her safety. They're like, okay, we got to go warn this girl, right? So local police knock on the door at her house. A middle-aged woman answers, it's Mary, Jesse's mother. They ask if she's Jesse. And Mary says her daughter's name is Jessie, but she lives in Concord, 50 miles away. They ask if she has a phone number, and Mary says that she has no way to get in touch with her daughter. Police are like, look, we got to get in touch with your kid because Jessie might be in danger. And Mary seems nervous and starts acting weird. So the police keep pressing her. As a parent, wouldn't Mary want to protect her daughter from any kind of danger? Finally, Mary cracks. She says, I'm Jessie.
Knew it.
I've been using my daughter's name on the internet.
Knew it.
So yes, Mary Schuyler, a woman in her 40s.
I didn't absolutely know, but it was one of my suspects.
Yeah. Well, Mary Schuyler, a woman in her 40s, is the one who sent all of those graphic sext messages. She tells police she sent her daughter's pictures.
Oh, they were real?
To men.
Oh, man.
That is disgusting.
Where'd she get the daughter's pictures?
She tells them she boxed up her own daughter's underwear.
She really sent it? Oh, my goodness.
And mailed it.
Her bloomers were too big, I guess.
And she says one of the men was decades older than the teenage daughter she was pretending to be.
Her and Tommy just need to get together.
Oak Hill police have Mary fill out a report. She writes that Tom threatened her and said that she would pay for lying, and said her boyfriend, meaning Brian, was, quote, easy to take care of. In her statement, Mary wrote that Tom told her that no 18-year-old was going to beat him. She wrote that she left the chat room after that. Back in New York, police questioned Tom Montgomery about Brian's murder. He swore that he didn't know anything about it. But was he lying? Did Tom Montgomery kill Brian Barrett? Or did Tommy, Marine's sniper, commit the murder? Despite his denial, police confiscated Tom's computer and found thousands of instant messages that he had sent to TallHotBlond. They also tested the peach pit found at the crime scene on the ground, and it had his DNA on it.
What an idiot.
The gun clip that they found next to the flattened tire was also traced back to Tom.
He left a leather case on it and shit. He's so dumb.
They seized the gun cabinet containing a bunch of weapons from his house as well. A Dinah Braid employee tells investigators Tom once said that if he ever committed a murder, he'd use an M1 rifle with 30 caliber shells, the same caliber found at the scene. Police don't find that gun in the cabinet, but they do find a picture Tom took of Cindy with the cabinet behind her, and in the cabinet, in the picture, is a 30 caliber M1 carbine rifle.
Obviously.
Tom is arrested on Monday, November 27, 2006, and he's charged with second-degree murder of 22-year-old Brian Michael Barrett, and he's held without bail. When brought in, Tom still thinks Jesse is 18. Then they show him a picture of Mary. It's obvious that she's not Jesse. They tell him Mary was posing as Jesse, that she's in her 40s, married, with 2 kids.
Oh, her too.
Yes. Tom and Mary both lied, created this whole ass fantasy. Tom says nothing, but the color drains from his face. Tom never doubted for 18 months that he was talking to a teenager. She talked like she believed she was talking to a Marine in combat in Iraq, playing online poker in a Humvee. In jail, Tom tries to starve himself. He loses over 100 pounds. In a court video, he looks like a skeleton.
Don't
with
eat.
Clothes hanging off of him. Thinking about losing his kids, he wants to die. He finds a bottle of Seroquel in another inmate's cell and takes 25 pills, attempting to commit suicide. Medical intervention saves him. So then later, he slashes his wrists. His lawyer, John Malloy, considers the insanity defense because he keeps trying to commit suicide and this whole delusional world he was living in. But psychiatrists deem Tom perfectly sane. At his first court appearance, Tom pleads not guilty and claims an alibi. He says he was home with Cindy and his daughters on September 15th. But Cindy won't back him up. She provides a written statement and says Tom wasn't home that night. In a recorded prison call, Tom tells his daughters that he's going to protect them from all this. Then he says, "Mom knows that if you guys don't testify, then I'm going to lose." In June 2007, Tom was offered a plea deal. The offer was to drop the charge from second-degree murder to first-degree manslaughter. The agreement would come with a mandatory prison sentence of 20 years.
Okay.
I think that's bullshit, though. He planned that murder.
Definitely
The fact that they would go down to first-degree manslaughter is kind of crazy.
They're probably just trying to utilize the resources they have in the best way. Like, we only have so many lawyers to prosecute all this. If he wants to take the plea, we'll take the 20 years and move on. That's probably what's going on.
Maybe, but I think it's bullshit.
No, I'm not saying it's right at all. I don't know what the consequences should be for murder. Maybe, go old school, an eye for an eye.
I think he should be in jail for life.
Yeah, especially in this situation.
Yeah, like he intentionally murdered this kid. It's crazy. Well, he wouldn't take the plea deal. And a month later, Tom decided he wanted to go to trial. If he was found guilty at the trial, he could face life in prison instead of 20 years. His trial was scheduled to start on August 20th, 2007. Meanwhile, his attorney, John Malloy, was trying to make him understand that if he didn't take a plea deal, the evidence the police had was going to make it very hard for a jury to find him innocent of murder. He also urged him to think about having his daughters testify. Just as his trial was getting ready to begin with jury selection, Tom had a change of heart and decided to take the plea. He wanted to protect his daughters from having to testify in his defense. Brian's parents agreed to the plea deal. State Supreme Court Justice Penny Wolfgang asked him a serious question. "Did you intentionally shoot this person with a weapon?" Tom answered, "Yes." She then asked, "What kind of weapon?" He answered, "30 caliber." Judge Wolfgang then asked, "And how many times was he shot?" Tom answered, 3. When the judge asked him if he intended to kill Brian, Tom answered, no, but was nudged by his attorney, and he said that yes, he did plan to kill him, which he did.
He probably had to say that for the deal
I guess, yeah, because you're taking the plea.
Yeah, you got to admit the guilt.
Judge Wolfgang provided closing words, and she said, "This is a totally senseless killing, a result of a non-existent relationship, a love triangle between three people who didn't even know each other."
It's ridiculous. They all living in a fairy tale.
As part of the plea deal, Thomas Montgomery was supposed to be sentenced to 20 years in prison for first-degree manslaughter of 22-year-old Brian Barrett. His sentencing date was scheduled for October 29th. On the sentencing day, Tom tries to withdraw his plea. He claims that the lawyer coerced him into taking the plea by using his children. His brother Gerald says Tom told him the lawyer said his daughters would suffer if they had to be witnesses. The DA argues sentencing should proceed, calling it a desperate 11th hour effort to manipulate the system.
Well said.
The judge grants 30 days with a new attorney and says she'll sentence him on November 27th. After rejecting the withdrawal attempt on November 28, 2007, Tom is sentenced to 20 years. Defense tries to mitigate the whole thing, citing his suicide attempts, but the DA calls Tom the most manipulative defendant he's ever prosecuted. Brian's father, Daniel, gets up and reads a victim impact statement. He says, "I don't wish that evil should ever walk the streets again and traumatize another family." After sentencing, Daniel says they had hoped for a longer sentence, but the justice was done.
They probably also wanted to get it over with. How long do you want to go through this?
True, but I have to say, the whole situation, if that was my kid, I would be so pissed with 20 years. I would.
I get it. You don't want it to drag on for years either.
At the time of sentencing, the Barrett family was suing Thomas Montgomery and Mary Schuyler and Dinah Braid over the wrongful death of Brian.
Wait, their job?
They're just suing everybody. I don't know what ended up happening, like what the outcome was from those lawsuits, but it might have settled out of court. Cindy Montgomery divorced her husband and moved on with her daughters. Tom appealed in August 2009, claiming his lawyer said he could withdraw his guilty plea at any time, and the New York Supreme Court completely rejected his appeal. Tom was released from prison January 11th, 2024.
Wow.
And he is currently on parole.
He's in his 70s, right? Or 60s? No, he's in his 60s.
40s, 50s. Yeah, 60s.
Wow.
Brian's family never knew about the online stuff. They believe they could have prevented it if they had known about it. Daniel, Brian's father, blames himself because he found the Dinah Braid job ad and gave it to Brian, which is so sad. Like, you can't, like, these people, they're just being parents. They didn't know that he was going to get involved in all this. Brian's mom, Deborah, says in the documentary TallHotBlond that she can't believe a mother could pretend to be her child like this and like send all these photos of her and her underwear to men.
Yeah, she went and got her daughter's underwear. She could have just went and bought a smaller pair of underwear at like Dollar Tree or something.
I know.
She didn't have to go get the real ones. She obviously had big drawers, so she couldn't send it.
I guess so. She says the real Jesse would have actually been Brian's type. She believes that if it were other pictures, maybe Brian wouldn't have gotten so wrapped up. But the real Jesse is beautiful.
Wow.
Mary's husband, Tim, because you know Mary was married.
That's right.
Mary's husband, Tim Schuyler, was blindsided when Mary had to testify before a New York grand jury. And Mary downplayed everything. She tells him it was a mundane chat about weather and games, not thousands of explicit messages. Tim thinks she was just gaming as herself until Jesse tells him that Mary used her profile and her pictures. Jesse found out because of town gossip And then she Googled it, and she sees all this crap her mom did. She found out on the internet when she Googled it.
Wow.
Tim takes hours convincing Jesse he didn't know. He says Mary was a manipulator capable of anything she thought she could get away with, especially if she could cry or explain her way out of it. He says it was a standing joke at her parents' house. Mary would do anything to avoid trouble, even poke herself in the eye to look like she was crying. As of the date of the documentary, Tall, Hot, Blonde, that was made about this case in 2011, Jesse had cut off all communication and went completely no contact with her mother. And at the time, refused to ever speak to her again. At that time, Mary had not apologized to her daughter or gave any reason for doing any of this. She didn't do an interview for the documentary, but she did provide an off-camera interview with a reporter, and it ended up being played in the documentary. At the time, she was living with her parents, and she didn't want her face on camera because she didn't want Tom to know what she looked like so he could find her when he got out of prison. That's what she said. She told the reporter that all she ever wanted was to be a good mommy.
Oh boy, here we go.
And that she never meant for any of this to happen. She said that she did it because she was bored. Her children were grown, and her husband was gone a lot for work.
She needed a PlayStation.
True. According to Mary, she was just trying to have some fun online. She claimed the only reason she kept talking to Tom was to keep him from talking to real-life teenagers.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what she said. Give me a freaking break. This is clearly an attempt to make herself look better. When her computer was seized, police found hundreds of pictures of her daughter Jessie, which isn't strange on its own, but a lot of the pictures seemed like they had been taken without Jessie's knowledge.
What?
Yes. They had been taken while she was in a bikini laying out on like a lawn chair or like a chair by the pool. Her mom would snap photos. They also discovered that Mary had been sending pictures to several men.
Oh, obviously. It's
not just
him.
Tom and Brian. But the most disturbing image was a video that Mary had somehow taken up Jessie's skirt.
What?
And sent it to men asking, "Do you like it?"
Wow.
That's disgusting. At the end of the documentary, they had a short clip of Mary and Tim's son, Tim Jr., who is also Jessie's brother, who told the reporter off camera that his mom didn't talk to him about what happened, but that she was spending a lot of time on the computer again, and it worried him.
Wow.
I know. So Mary never had any consequences at all for this, okay? No consequences. The only person who had consequences, obviously, was Tom because he murdered Brian.
Brian had some consequences.
And Brian, yeah, obviously.
I don't think she should have consequences.
I do.
She didn't. Did she say, "Oh, you should murder him" or
No.
anything like that? She didn't.
Well, that's true.
She didn't do any of that. She was just catfishing us, and that's it.
I know. I just hate her.
Like none of this would have happened without her.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give her any time either.
None of this would have happened without her. And she took pictures up her daughter's skirt and sent all these pictures that she took of her daughter to random men online. Like, how disgusting are you? You
that's
disgusting
nasty.
Piece of shit.
But if you could prosecute her for that, but I don't think I would have done anything to her for the murder.
No, I guess not. But I just don't like her.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Terrible person. I mean, we've been talking about some terrible moms. Like that mom from the text message mom that was texting her daughter. That one that we did the True Crime and Chill on. There's so many bad moms out there.
Yeah.
The thing about online relationships is that they don't just blur the line between truth and fantasy, they erase it. In this case, boredom became curiosity. Curiosity became obsession.
And curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity killed the cat, true. And obsession turned into something no one could undo. What started as an escape from unhappy marriages and unfulfilled lives spiraled into jealousy, manipulation, and murder. We have two people, Mary and Tom, who were actually like two peas in a fucking pod. They both wanted to feel wanted again, to feel young again. And they were both losers and horny AF. Like, seriously. But instead of fixing their real lives, they built new ones and thought nothing bad could happen because it was just online. TallHotBlond is a cautionary tale about emotional recklessness in this digital age, about how it's easy to forget that there are real people on the other side of the screen with real tempers, real insecurities, and a real capacity for violence. So if there's one takeaway here, it's this. If you have to lie to be loved, if you have to pretend to be someone else to feel desired, that relationship isn't saving you from your boring, mundane life. It's pulling you closer to disaster. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
There we go. Another one for the books. Wow.
That story's crazy.
Talk about, they say there are stage parents and people living through their children with sports, but this person's living through her daughter's attractiveness.
I know. No, I think, listen, Tom and Mary are, like I said, two peas in a pod. They're both losers. But Mary, I guess, to me, took it a step further by using her own child's pictures and making a video up her skirt.
Well, she's like slimy. It's like gross, but I can't say that's worse than murdering someone.
It's not worse. I guess it's just like, it's all disgusting, and they're all disgusting in their own ways. And this story is so crazy. Did you expect the twist?
I had a few places where it could go, but throughout the whole thing, I was like, yeah, these are two people catfishing each other.
So you knew kind of from the beginning that Jesse wasn't Jesse.
Yeah, and I had a feeling once you said they spoke to the mother on the phone.
No, through typing.
Oh, through typing?
Yeah.
I thought it was on the phone, but once you brought up the mother, I was thinking, I bet that's the person doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Because TallHotBlond, too, I was like, that's such a stupid name. But then I'm like, back in the day, we did do stupid names.
Yeah,
so
the other dude's name was Beefcake.
Yeah.
So I know. Everybody had stupid screen names back then. But the case is so wild. And the documentary is crazy. If you want to watch the documentary, I can't remember what it's on. I think it might be Peacock maybe, or Paramount or Prime, one of the P's.
It's terrible. So all these subscriptions we got to pay. We thought we were getting away from cable. It's worse now.
It's worse now. I know. Well, it's one of the P subscriptions, and it's called TallHotBlond. It came out in like 2011.
Pornhub?
No, not Pornhub. Although, if you do go to Pornhub and put in TallHotBlond, I don't know what you're going to see.
No.
So it's so funny on... I really like the show, the podcast, History Hyenas.
Yeah.
With Chris DiStefano.
Mm-hmm.
So today I posted on our socials, they have this theory that Netflix is actually paying to have people murdered.
You know what? It's funny. That's where I saw that today.
Yeah, I posted it. That because Netflix now knows that true crime is like taking over.
Yeah.
That Netflix is in this whole scheme and they're paying people to get murdered so that they can make documentaries about it.
Oh, they said it well. Netflix hit us up though. You must have thought I changed my phone number. Phone number's still the same.
It is, yeah.
Hit your boy. Well, not even. I ain't begging. I'm independent, baby.
Yeah, you're not begging. You're not the type to beg.
I'm really not, though.
You're not.
That's why, you know what? Fuck that. Netflix, you should have hit me up. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I'm going to hit up HBO.
Oh, HBO.
We're a little more premium.
A little more premium. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning back in. Hopefully next time you hear me, I won't sound like Jadakiss. Although I feel like I don't sound as much like I did a couple days ago. A couple days ago, I could not record this podcast because you guys wouldn't have wanted to listen to all the noises coming out of me.
She also sounded a little bit like if Big Ange and Mr. T had a baby.
I sounded like that one viral clip. Joe Byron, take me out to dinner. That's literally how I sounded. But it was so bad and full of snot and disgusting. I'm starting to feel better. So, I hope none of you guys get this cold. We know that Russ won't.
Nah, it sounded
Lucky.
bad. She told me it was like, she didn't seem like she was having a good time. I was like, yeah, I'll pass on that one.
I did not have a good time. But thank you guys for tuning back in. I wanted to let you know that ClutchDefenseCo.com has our Clutch Defense products right now. You guys have sold us out of the Shiv. We are sold out.
What?
And we're waiting for a shipment from our manufacturer. So if you are interested in buying the Shiv, you got to wait a little bit, but we will be posting it back up soon.
But we all know the snitch is what it's about.
Yeah, the snitch is our main product. It's going to keep
It's the only one in the U.S.
alive.
that uses GPS location on your phone to notify the police without you using your phone.
Yeah, it's the only one in the U.S. Like, I'm so proud to say that. I love it. So head over to ClutchDefenseCo.com for our clutch protection products. Go to patreon.com/wifeofcrimepod for our true crime and chill and bonus content and our book club. And follow us on all the socials. And we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, folks. Have the week you deserve.
Have the week you deserve. Bye.
Peace.